Have you ever started speaking English and then suddenly your mind goes blank? You know the word, you have used it before, but in that moment, it's gone. You are not alone, and today I'm going to tell you why that happens, especially if you're an ambitious professional with a growth mindset that knows English but still feels limited, frustrated, and stuck when it matters most. Hello again, it's me, Francisca, from English to Thrive, and if you're new at this channel, you know that I help ambitious professionals with a growth mindset struggling from feeling limited and frustrated with their fluency skills, with their personal professional growth, and I help them become super confident, fluent in a native level so that they can materialize career advancement and opportunities in English speaking scenarios. And if this is a subject that resonates with you, stay tuned, because you're not only going to know the why, but you're going to learn strategies so that you remember those words in English and feel super confident. By the end of this video, I want you to actually have actionable strategies that you can use before you're on a call with a client, before you're in a meeting or a situation that actually makes you feel nervous. I want you to have the peace of mind that you can actually remember those words and use them confidently when you speak. So if you're excited about the video, do not forget to give it a like and subscribe, because we release videos every single Friday. Isn't that exciting? Okay, so as a non-native English speaker myself, I learned to think in English in a non-English speaking environment. How? Through systems, through processes, through habits that you can learn and that I'm going to explain today. Not only that, but I've taught over 30 plus professionals the systems to learn habits, think in English, accelerate listening skills, so that they can create a spontaneous speech and they can materialize career opportunities in English speaking scenario. Like this student that just earned the visa to study and work in the US, or like this student that became so confident that materialized her opportunity in Canada, or like this student that became so confident that she got promoted in her English speaking company. So point number one is your brain is trying to operate in two languages at once. Yes. So when you speak English, you don't think in English, you think in your native language, and so your brain has to do double the work. So you're not just communicating, you are translating, and you're translated in your head. By the way, if this resonates, I have an amazing guide. You can write free guide, and I will send you my free guide so you can think in English. Imagine this, if you're translating, you already feel nervous, and so in high stakes moments and situations, like in meetings, in calls, maybe you're about to go on stage, in job interviews which are important, this becomes a block. So the solution here is that you train your brain to think in English with contextual immersion, with identity-based methods. And for this, I'm going to show you about the method speaking technique. So the method speaking technique is a method that I created through something that's called method acting. You see, when actresses, when they are studying for a role, when they are filming a movie or a series, sometimes they act as if they're still in the role, even if they're not filming. So they answer the phone at their homes while pretending that they are in the role. They talk with a friend. They do everything in their day-to-day life. So that's how I teach my students to create the identity of a native English speaker, so they speak like one. So what it happens is that amazingly they form habits and they start thinking in English. Now, have you already downloaded the guide? Download it below. So point two is that you are operating from fight or flight, not flow. What does this mean? Okay, so forgetting words isn't just about memory, okay? It's about stress. Like I mentioned before, in your own language you can be nervous to host a meeting. Imagine in a second or third language. So your nervous system actually registers public speaking or high-stakes English as a threat, which means that this adrenaline and these nerves may block access to language recall. What does this mean? That it becomes more difficult to remember those words. So the solution here is actually building speaking confidence. Okay, confidence is everything, and not only confidence in language, but confidence in your daily life, because that makes your system calmer. It regulates your nervous system so you can speak more calmly, more confidently, and more fluently. Okay, so you can do it like simulating real life situations before the pressure hits. You can practice in calm, realistic environments that rewire your nervous system's response. Now, inside of the speaking methodology, and this is a methodology that's inside of our signature program, English Confidence Method. If you actually want to know more about that, you can book a call below. But essentially, we teach our students to automate their speech in spontaneous conversations so that they're trained for real life English. Sounds interesting? Then you can book a call below as well, so you can have a call with a member of our team and we can see if you're a fit for our program to get those amazing results. Now, point 3 is that you focus too much on passive learning. Language is all about active learning. It's all about practice. It's all about stepping out of the comfort zone. By the way, we have an amazing video that teaches you how to step out of the comfort zone in English. You can check it out here. So many professionals spend years consuming English, like watching videos, reading articles, learning vocabulary, but when it's time to use it, crickets, total silence. And while this is important, and I always do so, like I never stop consuming English in my life, that is how I've maintained this level, it is important that you, apart from consuming English, you produce English. Okay, so the solution in this case is you need active speaking practice, okay, not more input. That's where advanced learners and intermediate learners get to the native level, by actually doing some active learning. Now you may say, but I don't have anyone to practice with. I have an amazing video that can help you for that as well. You can check it out here. But basically, you sometimes don't even need someone to practice with. It's like someone that says, oh, but I cannot afford to go to a gym. Well, you can afford to move your body or maybe watch a YouTube video and do some exercise. The same thing with English. You have tools like shadowing, which is an amazing fluency technique that I learned as an interpreter, that I teach my students. You can actually check out the video here. I teach the whole technique so that you, in a couple of days, commit, do the exercise, and accelerate fluency. Again, sometimes we make excuses like, I don't have anyone to practice with, and the reality is that you can even speak to yourself out loud, record orders in English, whatever it is that you have to do, but do it bit by bit so that passive becomes active. Now, before I reveal the last 2 points, give me a thumbs up below if you're enjoying this video, and do not forget to ask for the free guide to think in English. It's going to help you so much develop the skills. Okay, so point 4 is that you are attached to perfection. Okay, so perfectionism causes paralysis, and believe me, as an entrepreneur, I know I've had to learn to make a lot of mistakes to gain confidence. That is how you learn, and the same thing with English. So if you're afraid of sounding wrong, if you're afraid that your brain will say the wrong thing, then you will say nothing. You will say nothing and you will risk making mistakes. As you can see in this comment right here, my students learn to speak even if they make mistakes, but this is actually how they gain confidence. Because remember, fear interrupts fluency. So even if you know the word, if you're stuck, if you overthink, then those words are not going to come out, and it will cause the effect of you not saying anything, which is actually even worse. Okay, so solution is that you should focus on clarity, not perfection. Real confidence comes when you stop chasing native level grammar perfection and you start owning your expression. Now, I'm not saying that you don't learn grammar. I'm not saying that you are like, okay, you know, I make mistakes and I don't care. No, of course not. You know, as a professional, you need to know your grammar. You need to try and control your mistakes. But what I'm saying is that it's better that you speak along the way and you course correct and you become aware of those mistakes. But that doesn't have to stop you from speaking and trying. All right, and so as a last point is, and this is extremely important, is that you don't yet identify as a fluent speaker. Yes, identity is important, and fluency isn't just about being a skill, it's about identity, and that is how I teach it as well inside of my signature program, English Confidence Method. So if deep down you still see yourself as someone who struggles, you know, it may be subconsciously forgets or hides in English or plays small, you'll keep reinforcing that reality. So even if your vocabulary is advanced, even if you know your words, then you will stay stuck. So the solution is shifting the way you see yourself. And this is why confidence work is extremely important. Identity work is extremely important. Worth is extremely important. And I'll put an example. All this time I've been doing a lot of identity work to see myself as a wealthy entrepreneur, and for a long time I even struggled with my habits of seeing myself as a leader and feeling worthy of having a business, feeling worthy of being a leader. And now after a lot of work, I see myself as that person. I see myself as a leader of not only one but two communities, and I see myself as a person who can become fully confident. So the same thing with English. You have to see yourself as a confident English speaker, even if you're not one yet. And for this, affirmations work. There's even something that's called subliminals, that you can even try it. Subliminals are audios that you cannot hear, but your subconscious hear them. I know this may sound weird to some of you, especially if you're not used to coaching, but those things work, believe me. So as I said, that is exactly why I guide my clients not only into fluency but confidence as well, because we don't only train the skills, we also train and transform how you show up in English and you develop yourself professionally. Alright, so those were 5 points that you now are aware of and you can put into practice, especially if you have downloaded our guide. But then this is my special invitation for you. If this hits home and you're done with feeling limited, feeling small, feeling frustrated every time you forget a word or you freeze in English, then I have a special invitation for you. We have 2 more spots before the end of the month for our English Confidence Method program. This is a coaching experience, high level one, in which you get one-on-one support, in which you join an exclusive group of high-level professionals that not only speak like native English speakers, but also materialize career advancements and opportunities in English speaking scenarios. Now, I want to clarify that we do want to work with committed professionals, and we do want to work with those that are ready to do the work and see results. So link is below. And my DMs are open as well. You can write to me on Instagram in case you resonate with this, you have a question, or you want to ask us about our program. You can apply below. Alright, so I hope that you have enjoyed this video and you can complement it with these 2 videos. Now, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out this video so that you can learn how I learned to think in English in a non-English speaking scenario, and this video that's gonna complement the part of you remembering words in English forever and never forgetting them again. So I'll see you in the next one.